I'm Katie McFarland, and welcome to Adventures with Katie. Today, we're at the Gulf Specimen Marine Lab in Panacea, Florida. And I hear they have lots of touch tanks. So I'm really excited because we're going to get in there and touch all the little animals and learn a lot about all the species that are found in the Gulf of Mexico. So let's check it out. So we're here today with Cypress Rudlow at the Gulf Specimen Marine Lab. Can you tell me a little bit about the lab, Cypress?
Yes, I can. Gulf Specimen Marine Lab is an environmental marine education center, and we are also a biological supply. Basically what we do is we have about 20,000 school kids come through our facility every year, and we teach them about the different animals they would find out in the Gulf of Mexico. We also teach them how to protect them and their environments and why they are important to the nature and the surrounding area.
Oh, that's really cool. So what kind of animals can someone expect to see when they come here?
They can see anything from sharks, sea turtles, stingrays. They can also get a hands-on experience where they're picking up little animals like crabs and stuff like that.
So I'm actually going to get in there and like touch the animals today.
You will be leaving here with wet hands before the day is over. So
I'm super excited. So do the animals change, or is it always the same animals?
Well, because we're also a biological supply, which basically what biological supply is basically when a professor is studying a sea animal and he's in Ohio, he's not very close to the ocean.
Right.
So our job is to talk to that professor. He tells us exactly what he's looking for. We go out and collect it. He'll use it for a teaching aid, or he'll use it in his research. So we're constantly having new animals come in the door, and that's one of my favorite parts about the job.
So that's super exciting. So I hear that you guys have a new mobile unit. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, we actually built the C-Mobile about 2 years ago, and due with the recession and the high cost of gas, you know, schools were having harder time paying for transportation, so we decided to build something that we could take the aquariums to them.
Oh, cool. So you actually bring the aquarium to the kids?
Yes. It's a 750-gallon aquarium with wrap touch tanks. It has 4 big tanks that you can see through, and it gives it a very unique experience for the kids. It's, again, that hands-on, wet hands, picking up animals, stuff like that, that really give the kids the experience that they're going to remember their entire life.
Oh, very cool. Well, I am super excited to get in there and actually touch all the animals. For everyone who knows me, you know this is right up my alley. So here we are at the crab touch tank, and I really like this one because it has all different types of crabs in it. Here's a hermit crab, which, of course, when I try to show it to you, it goes into his shell, so you can't really see him too well. But let's see what else we have. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. Here's a calico crab. Oh, don't bite me. And his shell is really, really pretty when you look at it. It's got all these cool markings on it. Ah! And so let's put him back in the water before he bites me. A nurse shark can reach up to 14 feet and weigh up to 330 pounds. While I was looking at the nurse sharks, Cypress asked me if I wanted to try feeding one.
Let's grab it by the end of the tail.
So you're just going to grab it by the end of the tail and wait for him to come up.
There we go. Sometimes they have to take a minute to get the scent in. Alright.
Oh, cool. That was so awesome. They're just going to make this noise. Well, here we are at the next touch tank, and this one has urchins in it. And this is actually the short-spined urchin. As you can see, he's got little thin spines, but don't worry, he's not poisonous, and he won't hurt you. And then this one is the pencil urchin. And if you look right here, you can actually see his mouth. So that's kind of cool. I really like these because even though they look dangerous, they won't actually hurt you.
Here is one of the largest conchs that we have in our state waters. It's also the state conch. This guy's called a horse conch, and he lives in the grass beds, and he's actually a predator of all the other conchs. So he'll eat little clams, and like pin shells, and he'll also eat other animals like banded tulips. So he's kind of like the lion of the conch world.
This is another great exhibit because it actually has a couple octopi in here. And what's really cool is about octopi in captivity actually have to have things to stimulate them. So as you can see, there's cue balls and different things for the octopus to play with.
This octopus was mad at me for disturbing him, so I got to see him change colors. Cephalopods have the ability to change colors to warn predators, for camouflage, or to show if it feels threatened. An octopus uses special cells in its skin to not only change the color, but also the texture. So octopi really are masters of disguise. Another cool fact is they are considered to be the most intelligent of all the invertebrates.
So here we are at one of the touch tanks, and I'm really excited because I really love touch tanks. And this is a giant heart cockle. I don't know if you can see or not, but it's super pretty.
The lab not only has small animals, but large ones like this sea turtle.
As you can see, this is baby, our resident sea turtle. This is a loggerhead sea turtle we call baby girl. So they brought this one back, and we're gonna raise her up till she's about ready to breeding size. So she'll be about 80, 100 pounds, and then we're going to release her back into the wild. And then she's outgrown most of her predators.
One of the great things about coming to the Marine Specimen Lab is you get to see animals you wouldn't normally get to see. If you look right here, this is a Goliath grouper, and he can actually get to be up to 12 feet long and 800 pounds. So even though he's a little guy right now, he's going to grow up to be a huge fish.
All right, so what we got here is the horseshoe crab, and this is actually one of the animals that have been on the earth the longest. They've found species that date back to 450 million years. The average one can live about 20 years, and they're a really neat animal because they're called horseshoe crabs, but they're more closely related to spiders or scorpions. Mandals right here, just like a spider would have. This is their mouth here. And then they have about 10 eyes. They have some here, some here. They have a couple of light-sensitive nerves that are considered eyes. And then right here at the tip, they have eyes too.
Well, we just saw the common horseshoe crab. Now we get to see the rare and the unique.
All right, this is kind of a neat specimen we have right here. It's an albino blue crab. We've been here for over 50 years doing this. Being here doing biological supply, and this is about the second one we've ever got to see. So he's a very unique specimen, and no one has any literature of them ever capturing one of these before.
There were so many different things to see and touch. I liked that I could go from tank to tank finding new animals. I felt like an explorer as I discovered species I had never seen before, let alone picked up to get a closer look.
Oh, this one's kind of squishy.
Here's a closer look at some of my favorite animals from the day. I love the triggerfish, picking up all the starfish, and I even found a Nemo. The Gulf Specimen Marine Lab is a fun and educational place. But don't worry, kids won't be the only ones rolling their sleeves up to get a closer view of what lives under the sea.
So I really enjoyed my time here at the Gulf Specimen Marine Lab. I'm pretty sure that I've touched all the animals here. It was super awesome. I got to learn a lot about all the different animals found in the Gulf of Mexico, and I got to feed sharks. And really, who can beat feeding sharks? I'm pretty sure that was my favorite part.
So let's check out a few more exhibits at the Gulf Specimen Marine Lab.
So what's really cool about these tanks is they have damselfish in them. And I've actually seen these guys when I was diving in the Gulf of Mexico. So sharks were just one of the animals that we got up close and personal with today. We actually had an opportunity to feed a nurse shark. So I hope you enjoyed your time with me on Adventures with Katie, because I know I did. Until next time.
You come out of here with a wet t-shirt. It's, or well, cut that, please. It didn't sound right.
We'll do it one more time.
That just did not sound right.
We're gonna make sure you come out of here with like, there was one day I was like filming something and this lady's like, honey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I was talking to the camera. She's like, oh, I thought there was something wrong with you. And I was like, I was like, well, that makes me feel really, really great.
For a second, I was like, who is she talking to? I was like, oh, the camera.
Yeah, I talked to myself.